Why is it that so many men walk away from conversations with women feeling completely unsure about where they stand? You replay her words in your mind, dissect her body language, and still wonder, does she actually like me? It's a question that haunts the minds of both shy teenagers and grown men alike. That uncertainty, that painful limbo between hope and rejection. What if I told you that beneath all the social masks we wear, there are ways to truly understand what someone feels for you, not through mind reading, but through the right question? Because here's the truth about human connection. It's not about what people say, but how they respond when properly prompted. The difference between polite interest and genuine attraction often lives in the subtle spaces between carefully chosen words. Think about it. How many times have you misread signals, invested weeks or months into someone who was just being nice, or worse? Missed opportunities with women who were actually interested but you couldn't see it. This isn't just about romantic pursuit. It's about emotional intelligence, understanding both yourself and others on a deeper level. Today, I'm sharing 7 questions that can help illuminate what she truly feels. These aren't manipulative tricks or games. These are thoughtful conversation starters that create space for authentic connection and revelation. So let's begin with question number 1. Question 1. What would your ideal day look like if we could spend it together? This question seems innocent enough, but it reveals volumes about her interest level. Pay attention to the level of detail in her response. A woman who has feelings for you has likely already imagined spending time with you. Her answer will come quickly, with specific activities and maybe even emotional touch points she wants to experience with you. If she struggles to answer or keeps things vague and impersonal, it might indicate she hasn't thought about you in this context before. Listen for whether she includes moments of physical proximity in her ideal day, like watching a sunset together, cooking in the same kitchen, or any scenario where you're sharing the same space closely. The most telling part? Notice if her ideal day includes just the two of you, or if she subtly includes buffers, like mutual friends, group activities, or limited timeframes. A woman who's genuinely interested will want quality time where she can focus on getting to know you better. She'll create scenarios where deeper conversation is possible, but don't just analyze her words. Watch her eyes as she answers. Does she look up and to the right, accessing her imagination? Does she smile genuinely at the scenarios she's creating? These non-verbal cues often speak louder than the words themselves. Question 2. What qualities do you value most in someone you're dating? Now we're getting a bit deeper. With this question, you're not directly asking about her feelings for you. Instead, you're creating a psychological mirror, one that often reflects her perception of you. When someone has feelings for you, there's a fascinating phenomenon that occurs. They'll often describe qualities they already see in you, or qualities they hope you possess. It's a subconscious way of validating their attraction. Listen carefully. Is she describing attributes that align with who you are? Or is she painting a picture of someone entirely different? If she mentions traits you clearly don't have, like a passion for extreme sports when you're more of a book lover, it could be a sign she's thinking of a different type of partner altogether. But here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes she'll pause after listing qualities, make eye contact, and there's this moment of silent recognition, a subtle acknowledgement that she's describing you without saying it directly. Those moments of vulnerability, the slight smile, the brief hesitation, they tell you more than any words could. And if she turns the question back to you, that's often a good sign. It shows she cares about compatibility and is assessing whether your values align with hers. Question 3. What's something you've been wanting to try, but haven't had the right person to experience it with? This question offers a beautiful invitation, a chance for her to place you in her future. When a woman has feelings for you, she'll see this question as an opportunity. Her answer might be something intimate like, I've always wanted to learn partner dance, or adventurous like, I've been waiting for someone who's willing to go skydiving with me. The key is whether she's indirectly suggesting you could be that person. Pay attention to how she looks at you while answering. Does she maintain eye contact, gauging your reaction? Does she seem hopeful? These are signs she's mentally casting you in the role of that right person. If her answer is vague, impersonal, or she quickly changes the subject, she might not see you fitting into those unexplored parts of her life. But don't rush to conclusions. Some women are naturally reserved when it comes to expressing vulnerability. The real insight comes from the follow-up conversation. If she asks whether you'd be interested in that experience too, or mentions, maybe we could try that sometime, you've received a clear green light that she's including you in her imagined future. Question 4. What made you smile today? This question might seem simple, but it serves a dual purpose. First, it shows you care about her emotional world, the small joys and moments that make up her day. That alone creates connection. But more importantly, it reveals whether you're featured in her mental highlight reel. A woman who has feelings for you will often include you in her answer. Maybe it was your morning text, a joke you shared earlier, or even the anticipation of seeing you later. If she consistently mentions you as a source of her happiness, even in small ways, it's one of the clearest signs of developing feeling. Notice also how she responds physically to this question. Does her face genuinely light up? Does she lean forward slightly, engaging more deeply in the conversation? These subtle body language cues reveal how comfortable she feels sharing her joy with you. And here's something particularly revealing. If she says, talking to you right now, or includes the present moment with you as something that made her smile, that's not just politeness, that's authentic expression. Even if you're not mentioned directly, listen for whether her answer opens the door for further connection. If she shares something meaningful, it shows trust, and trust is the foundation of any deeper relationship. Question 5. If you could know one thing about your future, what would you want to know? Now, we're entering philosophical territory, which is exactly where deeper connections are formed. This question reveals what matters most to her. Is it career success, finding love, having a family? Her answer provides insight into her values and priorities. But beyond the content of her answer, watch how she shares it with you. Is she comfortable being philosophical and vulnerable? Does she share her authentic dreams, or does she give a safe, generic response? A woman who's developing feelings will often use this moment to indirectly explore relationship themes. She might mention wanting to know if I'll find lasting love, or who I'll end up with. These relationship-oriented answers, especially when shared with genuine emotion, can indicate she's considering romantic possibilities, possibly with you. Pay special attention if she asks your answer to the same question. This reciprocity shows she values your inner world and wants to understand your hopes and fears. The conversation that follows this question often creates a sense of emotional intimacy that's rare in casual interactions. How comfortable she is dwelling in this space with you speaks volumes about her feeling. Question 6. What's something you've been afraid to tell me? This question requires courage to ask, but it creates space for remarkable honesty. How she responds reveals both her comfort level with vulnerability and potentially her feelings for you. If she has developing feelings, this question might be the opening she's been waiting for. Her answer might be directly related to her attraction, something like, I've been afraid to tell you how much I enjoy spending time with you, or I've been worried about how much I've been thinking about you. The hesitation before she answers is telling. A long pause often indicates she's deciding whether to take an emotional risk with you. Even if she doesn't confess romantic feelings, notice whether her answer brings you closer. Does she share something personal that deepens your understanding of her? This willingness to be seen authentically is often a precursor to romantic vulnerability. Be aware that this question requires appropriate timing and established trust. Ask it in a private, comfortable moment when she feels safe to express herself honestly. And regardless of her answer, how you receive her truth matters tremendously. Your response will either confirm or deny that she can trust you with her authentic self. Question 7. How would you feel if I wasn't in your life anymore? This final question cuts straight to the heart of attachment. It's not about manipulation or creating fear of loss. Rather, it gives her permission to express how much your presence matters to her. A woman with deep feelings will often show visible emotional reaction to this question. There might be a flash of concern across her face, a sudden seriousness in her expression, or even a reflexive reaching for your hand. Her words will be telling. Responses like, I would really miss our conversation, or I can't imagine not having you to talk to, reveal an emotional investment that goes beyond casual friendship. The depth of her response directly correlates with the depth of her feeling. Someone who cares deeply will express specific things they would miss, not just generic sentiment. Notice if she turns the question around, asking how you would feel without her. This often indicates she's seeking reassurance about her importance in your life as well. This question, more than any other, creates space for emotional honesty that can transform your relationship. In the vulnerability of that moment, unspoken feelings often find their voice. Beyond the question. Now that you have these 7 questions, I want to offer some important context for using them wisely. These aren't interrogation tools. They're invitations to deeper connection that should be offered thoughtfully within natural conversation. Space them out. Listen fully to her response. Share your own honest answers when appropriate. Remember that genuine connection isn't about extracting information. It's about creating safe spaces where authenticity can flourish. The most important skill isn't asking these questions. It's truly hearing the answer, not just the words, but the emotions behind them, the hesitations, the enthusiasm, the way her eyes communicate what words cannot. And here's something crucial to understand. Sometimes her feelings will be exactly what you hoped for. Other times, they won't. Either way, receiving her truth with respect and graciousness is what defines your character as a man. Because ultimately, the right connection doesn't require strategic question. It simply needs honesty, mutual interest, and the courage to be seen for who you truly are. The questions I've shared today aren't about manipulating outcome. They're about creating clarity for both of you. They help remove the masks we all wear and allow authentic feelings to surface. So the next time you find yourself wondering where you stand with someone special, remember that understanding often lies just one thoughtful question away. The answers are already there, waiting to be revealed through conversation that matters. All you need to do is ask and truly listen.